Well, obviously the defense and special teams really made some plays to keep you in it, but 5 interceptions on offense, just kind of how tough was it, knowing you guys had chances, but just a lot of turnovers today?
You know, the turnovers are something that we're going to correct. I mean, that was one reason last year why we were in games. And when you have five interceptions, that's tough to overcome. And we haven't had 5 interceptions all training camp, let alone. So we need to take care of the ball better. A couple of them at the end. Cam's last one was tipped. He threw to the right guy. It was just a tip ball. And then the second one, or the fourth interception, was I think we got held. But those are all part of the game. But we got to protect the ball better. I thought the first half was atrocious on offense. They came out with a different scheme. We adapted and adjusted better in the second half. But we got to do better with the ball. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about the ball. It always has been and always will. And we'll get the passing game straight. You know, we walked into this game. You just never know what you're going to. Thought we'd throw the ball really well today, and obviously it was one of those days we didn't. And all of which we can get fixed, and we will. And we get the turnovers handled, and get some little things with discipline handled. We're going to be okay. We're going to be fine.
How big was, late in the first half, they have a chance to go up 20. You guys blocked the field goal, return it for a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, it's a 10-point game. How big was that just for, momentum, just flipping the tide a little bit? Because obviously it was neck and neck the rest of the game after that.
Yeah, just like I said, we came out and, our first half really put us in the hole. And then having the ability to block and scoop and score was huge. Go down on the next drive, score a touchdown, and the next thing you know, we're in this. Or kicked field goal, excuse me. Next thing you know, we're in this. And then we hit the spider pass. They called an illegal chop block, which is something we got to look at, and we'll go from there. So there were some things at times that flashed that looked good, and there was times that things just was not right on offense. But it's the ball. At the end of the day, you can miss blocks, you can do this, but when you're turning the ball over, that's the first time I think that I've ever been in my career of having 5 interceptions ever. But it happened. We got to adapt. We got to adjust. We got to clean it up, and we will. There's no doubt we will.
On the flip side, 191 rushing yards, the most in I think about a year and a half. The offensive line. Quarterbacks are running around a little bit, but the offensive line looked good in the running game. What'd you like from the ground game, especially that second quarter to get you guys to score, and then going forward?
We're going to clean up some things, and I think we're going to be just fine on offense. It's protecting the ball. There's a couple things that we've had some MAs at the point of attack or some POAs at the point of attack that we need to clean up. But it was encouraging to see us run the ball better. I thought schematically we did some things in the second half that gave us a chance. And I thought our defense, they settled in after the first couple drives and started playing better. And just like I said, it's not what we wanted whatsoever, not even a little bit. But all things that are going to get corrected, and we'll be just fine.
How do you feel like Connor and Camden handled going back and forth?
Just like I said, we've been doing this the entire training camp, and we've really protected the ball as well as I've ever seen us protect the ball in training camp. And it didn't carry over to the game field whatsoever. We did some things with the football that we really need to look at and make sure that we put the play on the shelf, save it for another day, get to the check down. There were some things that we need to clean. And with the weapons that we have on the perimeter, we got to be able to throw the ball better, and we will.
Was it the plan to bring in Camden at some point in the game?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we were planning on bringing in Cam regardless, and he gave us a spark in that second half, and did some good things. I thought, just like I said, the 2 interceptions that he had, I thought the first one I thought was a hold. I thought they held the slot. And then the second one, it was a tip ball. He threw exactly where he needed to throw. It would have been a catch and run, but unfortunately, defensive lineman tipped the ball. And tip balls, generally speaking, when you're playing good people, equals interceptions. Can't have tip balls.
obviously their quarterback made a lot of plays with his legs, especially early on. How tough was it trying to contain him, and what maybe adjustments did you make throughout the game? Obviously, it looked like you were getting to him in the backfield quite a bit.
Yeah, we played a bunch of vision coverage. We had to, just because he can run around. The first draw, we knew they were running a draw, and we just didn't make the tackle. And when you look at these stats and everything like that, you're 50 yards off in the game, and you protect the ball better, and you make 5 or 6 more plays. The next thing you know, you're in a whole different ball game. So I'm not happy. We're not happy. Kind of shocked in terms of how this one turned. Normally, you got a really good feel about how you're going to protect the ball and all that, and it just didn't happen today whatsoever.
Did you get a feel of how the rotation was going and how the offensive line progressed as the game went on?
Yeah, at times they played better, and at times we didn't protect well enough. All of which I think can get rectified. I mean, just like I said, I saw flashes where you go, we got a chance, and then you see it's the ball. I mean, you got to protect the ball, and you don't have a very good opportunity to win a football game when you have 5 interceptions. Heck, I don't know if we had 5 interceptions last year, let alone in one game. So something we got to get cleaned up.
Terrion Stewart had a big spark in that scoring drive early on, had carries of 15, 20, and 6 yards. What did you see from him today, and how can he?
We need to get him the ball more. And we had a plan with some option stuff with Cam, but at the end of the day, we got to get him the football more. He's hard to tackle. We didn't give him the ball enough. I think that was a mistake on our part. And but he needs to have the ball in his hands. And just like I said, as ugly as some things were, I see some things that if we get the turnovers handled and get a couple point of attack issues, a couple discipline things handled, I think we could have a good team. It's disappointing, but you can't go back and get it. You can't. There's no do-overs. You know what I mean? There's no do-overs. So we'll get back to work here tomorrow, and we're going to come out and we're going to get our first win and just keep improving.